Wow, it's been quite a day, right? Um, so I am sitting here in the middle of an amazing collection of people. And just in case you've made it through the day without being introduced to everybody, so down at the end is Autumn, who is doing an incredible organic land management project on Maui. And then we have Meg, who hopefully most of you have heard her speak, but she is from Canada, and Canada, especially Ontario, has some amazing pesticide laws that we don't have in the US. It's remarkable. And then Valerie, who's a community organizer in Delano in the Central Valley, and has done amazing work bringing that community together. And Kim, who is one of the founders and movers of non-toxic Irvine and accomplished these amazing things with the city policy and the school district. And next to her is Christine Shea, who is the mayor pro temp. I have to admit, I don't know what a mayor pro
Vice mayor.
The vice mayor.
Vice
If
mayor.
something happens to the mayor, if he topples over, or if he travels, I take over.
Yeah. And then at the very end, Rachel, who is from Protect South Portland, being a West Coaster, I think of Oregon, but it's Portland, Maine, and they recently passed another really amazing pesticide policy. So basically everybody here on some level or another is working with their community for change. We don't want this to be formal. It's, we've had a lot of presentations today, but I just wanted to get us started on kind of having a discussion of looking forward. I wanted to ask everyone if they're willing to imagine that it's next year's pesticide forum, and what in your dreams will have happened in your community between now and then. And just everybody jump in whenever you're ready.
I'll jump in because it's something we're working on right now, and Kim and I have been working on. We changed our logo. We've created a new name, Non-Toxic Neighborhoods. We're now aligning all of our cities that have come on board and that will be coming on board. We'll be adding those in. We're going to be creating a new webpage and a new outreach to expand from Irvine and going to as many Southern California cities and Northern California and beyond. So that is at least our thought is the future, so that we just don't stop here. We do need to find a very wealthy benefactor to help us do this, but if we can't, we'll just have to take it a step at a time. And so we're very excited about our focus and what we started 2 years ago was just this focused on Irvine. We got it moving. We created the foundation, but now we see so many people modeling us that we see that we really need to keep moving and taking it forward. So that is my vision.
And our work in Irvine is not done yet.
Oh no, we still have ag land that surrounds our city. We still have homeowners associations that we need
Over
to
400.
Yeah, but we're very positive about
I don't think I should talk
and where
anymore.
we're going. Right.
We're going to be moving forward with education. Our pesticide policy just depends very much on education. So we'll be printing my calendar, which some of you have seen, and going through the schools and just generally getting people going. Our policy is going to actually start May 1st, so that's going to be a big kickoff. We're also hoping to do some education on synthetic fertilizers so that people really get that issue, because the ocean where we're on a lovely Casco Bay is getting green slime on. Too much fertilizer is going into the water. Just to say it, our organization has been going now for some time. We've had a number of campaigns, And so we're in a very strong position. We work with a sustainability coordinator. One of our group meets every 2 weeks, goes and visits with the mayor and actually the manager, city manager, and we have a lot of influence in the city. We make sure we have the right councillors there so things just keep moving forward.
How about over on this side? Who wants to jump in?
You could have my mic.
Here we go. I guess if I could steal Chip and Jay's the systems approach idea. Right now, Maui has taken a real systems approach to like lightening the pesticide load in general in wherever we can, whether it's by making ag more sustainable or state level pesticide law or non-toxic neighborhoods. And it's kind of that mission has ended up with this goal that's right in front of us of like totally changing the power structure of our entire state legislature. Because of all of these things that we've been doing, we have new, progressive, a lot of them are Native Hawaiian candidates running for office at the county council, the mayor, and the state ledge level. So we actually have a real chance to change the entire structure of our government this session, which means state level pesticide law and county level regulations will become so much easier to pass, and things like water rights for Monsanto versus Native Hawaiian farmers will just all become a lot simpler. So that's my goal. Hopefully when we're here next year, I can just declare victory that we have a majority council and a great mayor and a state legislature that cares about real ag.
We need to have the conference in Maui.
Yes, come to Maui.
Okay, work on it.
That sounds good. I'm working on how we come to decisions, and I'm hoping that next year that we will have a much more rational, least toxic approach to decision making as to what chemicals we're permitting to be used in our environment, be they pesticides, be they other chemicals. Because right now I see that we just have one chemical after another go through our regulatory system, and there's no end to it unless we change our decision points and say our kids don't deserve just something that's a little bit better than the last one. They deserve the best. And so this has been really very inspiring. I've been thrilled to be here to listen to how people are achieving the best. And I'm hoping that we can change our framework so that across the board, that's the kinds of things we're going to find on our shelves as well.
Well, 2017, I know we're in 2018, but 2017 was a year where we really fought. At local levels, like in Kern County, we've got a board of supervisors that is supported policies and ideas that are against our communities of color. And at the state level, even though we're in California, we still have the Department of Pesticide Regulation who still really doesn't do enough to keep our kids safe from pesticides, especially at school. And of course, at the federal level, I think that's why many advocates, many activists are very tired. But just like the process of giving birth, we're still pushing, we're still breathing, we are tired, but there's a big election. Big elections are coming up, big changes are coming up. We've already seen some changes in other states where the colors are going to change. And I think that if we continue looking at what we can do at the local level, what Monterey County is doing, what Tulare County is doing, what Kern County is doing, and here in Irvine and so many other communities across the country, if we keep doing this, if we keep pushing it at the local level and keep pushing at the state level, then we might not win everything at the federal level, but I think here, especially in California, we've got some amazing people. And so my vision is that we continue to push and we will see some real results in 2019.
Great. Okay, now, would everyone be willing to just mention something that they learned at the conference this weekend that's like inspiring and going to help you moving forward? And just jump in, anybody.
Well, I think our order. We'll just keep.
You want to just keep doing it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like the wave at the stadium.
Yeah.
I think it's just to connect the dots, right? I mean, I think what we've learned in Irvine is working with OC Parks and IRWD and all our different groups that we can share what's working, what's not working, learn from best practices, and learn from our mistakes. And that's why I think it's, we work with safe ag schools in these different communities, so we just kind of share information. We work with Pepperdine University. We learn from them how you can ban rodenticides and save money. The traps are actually more effective when you remove the poison, right? But a pest control company that's incented to have another line item, right, as a business model, they make more money, won't really share that information with you. So that's our job, to share that with everyone else, where we can save money and we can, just have less reason to ever have poison in our environment. Christina.
Okay, so my turn. Okay, so first of all, I want to say the best part of this is meeting so many wonderful people. We're so diverse from so many different. Oh, can you not hear me? Is that better? Okay, so I was saying that it's just for me meeting so many wonderful people from so many diverse areas would have so many common, goals, and it's just that part has been wonderful for me. But I do want to say that today, when I was in one of the panels, Malibu, the city of Malibu was talking about their open space and the mountain lions and all the different, and coyotes and how they're all dying from the rat poison. And I serve on the Transportation Corridor Agency here in Orange County. I'm the vice chair. I'm going to be the chair. We have an environmental committee. And so when we put these roads in, we have to mitigate the impacts, and we've had to buy a lot of open space. So not too long ago, we had an update that some of our mountain lions they're saying that they're not reproducing, they're dying out because they're kind of inbreeding. And there's been other issues. But after I heard this talk today, because I was already setting up a meeting with our team to talk to the TCA, I thought, I bet it has to do with the rat poison that's out there. And so that has really opened my eyes, educated me to now that when I meet with our staff, I have some very good questions to ask to see how we can deal with this and protect these mountain lions, all of our wildlife that we have in these specific areas, and plus in our 16,000 our open space that we have here in the city of Irvine. So that was a big eye-opener for me.
For me too. I think we have an exception around rat poison. We'll have to talk about that one, because what it brings home to me is how much we are actually all part of nature, and we need not to be poisoning ourselves or any part of nature. And for me, this also includes the ocean. We need to think more about the ocean. I remember one person was talking about what they were doing on the front instead of whatever toxins were going down. As water rises, we're going to have to take care of the ocean more and more in terms of, eelgrass, seagrass, kelp farming. There's all kinds of ways in which the ocean actually could be helping us. Instead of we're still very much caught in an extraction kind of world in which people are trying to make money by hurting other people. The other thing that comes very much clear is listening to so many other people who, the power of us saying no and stubbornly keeping with it, whatever our talents or lack of talents are, is huge. Every time one hears all this sad stuff, and then we talk about what we can do about it, it's just so refreshing and exciting. We're powerful and we should use it.
So two big things I learned in a general sense. Going to the parks, the site visit at the park was just like gold. That's like the reason I came here. We are on the front end of the pilot, the pesticide-free park pilot on Maui, and so much of the staff is really behind it, and they're just stoked that they don't have to end up on Facebook being shamed for spraying pesticides in our parks anymore. But we have this director who's a political appointee that just refuses to accept that any of this is possible. And if I would have given the gentleman, I forgot his name, Rick Morris, a script of things that our director has said about why this is impossible and told him to counter all of that, he couldn't have done a better job. So I have that video, and I'm really excited to go show it to our Parks Department with the director and all the staff in the same room, so nobody can, like, you know, everybody has the same information. So that's a really, really big deal. And specifically, Dean, I think, was it Dean? That talked about the EPA risk assessment sheets. That's also gold. I downloaded them. I'm reading them on the plane. That's just really good stuff because people refer to the EPA all the time. You know, well, the EPA says, but that stuff that actually the EPA says this in this small print is really, really gold too. So thank you for that.
I found the field trip to be gold as well. I've never been on a piece of grass that was so cushy and thick and just amazing. Yeah, it's just incredible. And that's, for us, we're continually hearing, well, we still need to have pesticides for our elite soccer players. And they could not have a better place to play.
And Pepperdine, too. Pepperdine site and soccer field, you know, the Chinese national team paid all of this money to go because they heard, like, the word is out about the condition of the field, and now these teams are looking to
And they're
play.
so heavily used as well, and they still maintain such a great.
That's right.
Sorry, synthetic term.
Yeah. Well, we'd heard, our people have been told that this is really the way to go, but there's nothing like walking on it. I wish I could pack it into my suitcase and roll it all out or something. Say, see?
Just tell people you could eat it too if you really want.
Yeah, that's right. Or the goats can anyway. No, it was quite wonderful to go on that, and also to meet the people who are making really wonderful change in their communities. And my experience with a whole bunch of different campaigns is that these things never progress gradually. You know, you can see the summit and you just take steps, and it's you know, you find someone like Christina who is done. and Kim, who's just kind of making all the pieces fit together and so on. So it really shows how important it is to have certain individuals who are in the right place at the right time. We found that with other issues as well. And so it merely makes me realize how you have to keep your eyes open for opportunities and say, okay, you know, now's the time. We've got our science lined up. We've got our, you know, how to do it lined up. And that's, so in a week and a bit, actually in less than a week now, I'm going to be in Alberta, and we're going to be talking about how they're going to be maintaining their landscapes and so on. So I feel as if I'm really well prepared now, so thank you.
Good job.
So, like I said, in 2017, it was a year of advocacy and really activism and real activism. And one of those people that really pushed a lot and fought in 2017 was Letty. And hearing Letty speak this morning and Lupita, you know, it's just a beautiful reminder of strong women of color being in spaces where we're not normally heard, and sharing vulnerable stories, sharing personal stories is not always easy, but we need to do that. And so hearing the two of you speak and share your personal stories, and again, being in a vulnerable space, I know isn't easy, and I continue to be inspired by you, Letty and Lupita, and it's just beautiful to be in a space where women of color can do